time now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by Helene Curtis, makers of Stop It, Suave, Shampoo Plus A. Now, let's all play What's My Line? Now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now I'd like you to meet the former Mr. America and parts of Canada, the new body beautiful Jack Leonard.
Thank you. And to my left, one of the most charming of all newspaper ladies, the very lovely and gracious Dorothy Kilgallen.
Thank you. And now I'm happy to be sitting next tonight to my favorite publisher, Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
And now the man who keeps the wheels turning for us, our panel moderator, Mr. John Charles Daly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. We're up to our old tricks tonight. A few modifications here and there, but at the heart of the matter is to try and give my friends on the panel a rather rough time of it for the next half hour. We'll also have our famous mystery guest before the panel a little bit later in the show, and we'll meet our first challenger in just 1 minute. And now let's meet our first contestant. The panel's all ready, so will you come in and sign in, please? Yes. How do you do? Yes, that's fine. This does not necessarily mean anything, panel, except that in the area of identification usually revealed at this time, there might be a little too much information for you. So have fun. Come with me, won't you, please? And sit down right here. And I wonder if you're familiar with our scoring system, Mr. X.
Yes, I am, Mr.
Good.
Daly.
In that event, let's let the folks at home and our friends here in the theater know exactly what your line is. Panel, we'll give you some help. Our guest is salaried, and with that, let's begin the general questioning with Bennett, Cerf.
Mr. X, I take it you don't always sign your name that way, is that
That's
correct?
correct.
You can write.
Yes, I can.
Is your name, Mr. X, such that if you had written your real name there, we might have recognized it?
I think you might have.
Is this because your name has appeared in the newspapers within the last several months?
That's correct.
It has appeared. Has it been a very important story that it was connected with, possibly?
This is an area, Bennett, in which it would be very difficult to give a judgment. If we were to take important here to mean was there substantial public interest, we would have to say yes, wouldn't we, sir?
That's correct.
Yes, I would think so.
Is it a name, Mr. X, that would be known to a great many people beside possibly some of the members of this panel? Would it be a well-known name?
Well, I would think, Bennett, there are a lot of people who would have a note of recognition if they heard the name, yes.
You're a very husky-looking gentleman, Mr. X. Would that name have any connection with some kind of a major sporting event?
No, sir.
One down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Mr. X is so attractive, it's thrown me. Mr. X, do men and women come to you in the kind of work that you do?
Yes, they do.
Are they happier as a result of having had some conversation with you?
Sometimes, I would say.
Do you in any way advise or judge them?
Sometimes.
Would any of us ever have come to you or met you in your work? Is it possible?
I don't think so.
No, I would
No.
say that this area, dealing with the four of you specifically, that our guest would say no fairly to that. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Leonard.
You do deal with men and women.
Yes, I do.
Do they write? Do they write their full name?
Yes, they do.
I thought maybe he was one of those fellows that writes underwater. I don't know. Very bad joke, but I'm here to kill time. Did I ask the question? I guess I get a no. I haven't asked anything yet, but it's very interesting what I have
You
to
asked
say.
if they could write their full name, and the answer was yes, Jack.
Well,
so
thank
go
you,
ahead.
Mr. Daly. I've only had...
You're doing splendidly.
I hope so, for my sake. Do these people come to your place do they come to your place of business, sir?
Yes, they do.
And you deal in men and women, as I asked before. Do you touch them?
Why,
Touch them. Touchles.
no, I don't.
No. That's a no. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mr. X, is your work more mental than physical?
I would say yes.
Can you do it indoors?
Yes,
Would you say you did it more indoors than out of doors?
that's correct.
Is it a white-collar job?
Yes.
You look rather executive to me. Would you call it an executive job?
Would you call it an executive?
No, I don't think, although in a very broad context we could find some... I just don't think, Dorothy, that you would find afterwards that this would be unfair, that it's not an executive. I would mislead you if we said yes. 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. X, you say that men and women have come to you and you have made them happier at
Sometimes.
times. Is that right? Do you perform some kind of a ceremony for them that makes them happier?
Yes, I do.
Sometimes.
Such as making them man and wife, for instance?
Sometimes.
You have that power of making them man and wife.
That's correct, sir.
Now, yes, the same thought occurred to me that has obviously occurred to Dorothy. Have you made a very, very well-known couple, man and wife, within the past week?
Yes,
Would it have been up Westchester way?
that's right, Mr. Cerf.
Well, I guess you're Justice Rabinowitz.
That's correct.
That's right. That's right. Judge Seymour Rabinowitz of the city of White Plains, who very recently joined Arthur Miller and Marilyn Monroe, just to keep the record.
And had a
all straight.
15th wedding anniversary of his own.
That's correct.
You had a 15th wedding anniversary?
No, the judge did.
The judge had one. Yes, I was going to. This is actually an anniversary week because President Eisenhower is having an anniversary today, and Dr. Heaton, who operated on him, had one yesterday. You're in great company, Judge.
Thank you very
great
much.
company. Now, one thing the judge did say is that any of our small funds that he won would go to the Washington Irving Boy Scouts
That's correct.
Council
Yes,
out in his
Marilyn
area.
Monroe does
So
indeed.
we'll flip the rest of the cards to be sure that all the Boy Scouts get a little something. Thank you very much, Judge. It's nice to have you. Well, a very good beginning panel, but perhaps we can fool you this time. Will our next challenger come in and sign in, please? Betty Miller. How are you? Let's see, you're a private first class in the United States Army, right? No. Whoa, you're a seaman in the United States Navy, or a seawoman. Do they call you a seaman or a seawoman?
Seaman.
Seaman? Well, that gets things mixed up, doesn't it? Well, there's a lot of information for the panel already. Would you tell us where you're from?
Walton, New York.
Walton, New York. Fine. Now, there's the panel. Don't be nervous. Stick with me. You sit yourself right here. Do you know how we score things? On the program? Good. All right. Let's let everybody at home and those here know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, Seaman Miller is salaried, needless to say, and we'll begin the general questioning with Jack Leonard.
Hi, mate. Oh, we got a sharp-looking Navy, I'll tell you that right now. I presume you perform some sort of service.
Yes.
Could you perform this service on a kind of a guy like me?
Yes.
It's possible, but it would be difficult.
Could you in any way, matey, improve me in any way?
I can see what trouble you're having. Well, I would say this, Jack. I think it would be a fair assumption that if you were in need of Seaman Miller's services, that we could say that you were improved, yes, in some way.
Well,
It might miss the eye, but
could
still.
this, I'm enjoying myself tremendously. Could this make me seasick?
No.
No, 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Apart from Jack for the moment, Miss Seaman Miller. When you do whatever it is you do you ever change anyone's appearance?
Yes.
Do you touch them?
Yes.
Do you touch them from the neck up?
Yes.
Do you do anything to heads?
Yes.
Are you by any chance a barber?
Now, Dorothy, actually, let's see for fun if you can get it. Miss Miller is a barber, but
Oh.
there is a special area of identification. Just see if for fun you can figure out what it is.
You mean it's some certain kind of barber?
Yeah.
She gives them their first little haircuts when they go into training, is that it?
No, that isn't. Actually, she's a men's barber in the United States Navy. Deals with men only.
Oh, I
because they-
figured it was.
Yeah? You did figure that?
Sea, Miss Miller? Do you ever go to sea?
I'm afraid not.
Don't go near the water.
They let their hair grow, see?
Do they?
Give Jack a flat top.
Well, I
He
must...
could give Jack a flat top, and then we could christen him.
As a matter of fact, there's one hair here that needs cutting.
That's
See if
his
you don't-
commissioning pennant.
I've got to stop putting that stuff on my hair. The ends are starting to break off now.
You work at the Naval Security Station in Washington,
Right.
D.C. And only men get their hair cut. Too bad we aren't working in Washington, isn't it, Bennett? Yes, indeed.
You
Well,
always get down there.
ma'am, I'm sorry we didn't give him more trouble. Dorothy Kilgallen did it. I didn't do it.
All right, flip the cards.
Flip all the cards. All right, there we are. Fine. Thank you very much. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which my friends on the panel are blindfolded. Are your blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes.
Sir, yes,
Good.
sir.
Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery celebrity, we go to a different form of questioning. You'll ask one question at a time in turn, moving clockwise. And I would think that Miss Dorothy Kilgallen has earned the right to begin it.
Are you a motion picture star?
Oh, c'est pas maintenant. No, no, no.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you ever play a guitar and go through some fantastic gyrations?
Jimmy, no, Jimmy.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Well, obviously, he's not French, so I'm not going to ask that question. Although it sounds very good, he wouldn't give himself away that way. Are you a performer?
Oh. Comme ci,
Oh.
comme ça, peut-être.
In a manner of speaking, we could say.
Oui, mais oui.
Mr.
right.
Leonard.
I assume that you're in the entertainment field.
Oui, mais oui.
Miss Kilgallen.
Do you play any musical instrument?
Oui, c'est vrai.
Mr. Cerf.
Am I correct in assuming that playing this musical instrument is not the main thing that you do?
Oh, no, c'est vrai. No.
Yes, it is not no. Miss Francis.
You have not been in motion pictures. You do not mostly play a musical instrument. Are you part of the sports world?
Oui, mais oui.
Oui, bien. A French baseball player.
Mr. Leonard.
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
Who do you think they were applauding?
I thought the same fellow was on with the X. I didn't. You're in a sports field. Are you a retired 6-day bike rider?
No. What would demand this son? No.
3 down, 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you a prize fighter who has also done something in show business?
Oui.
Mr. Cerf?
Is there a story of your life about to be made into, or just has been made into a motion picture that's about to be released?
No.
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
That's Rocky you're thinking of, huh?
Yeah.
Rocky doesn't play music. Somebody plays a musical instrument. Have you ever been a champion?
I beg your pardon, Miss Francis?
Have you, or are you now, a member of the... No. Have you ever been a champion?
Oh, oui, mais oui, c'est la
Oh, a
vie.
big champion.
Mr. Leonard?
Champion. That voice of yours sounds very familiar. I think I know this fellow because I saw him get knocked out. I think I know him. He was in Europe about 2 years ago. He fought a guy called Randy Turpin, and he spoke French to the guy, and he didn't understand him. He knocked him dead, too. Well, let me see. I know this fellow. I think I do. He used to go by the name of Sally Needleman many years ago. No, this is a fellow just won a championship. I recognize the way he hums through his nose. Mr. Ray Robinson just made a great big comeback. He's the champion.
That's right. Sugar Ray Robinson, right, middleweight, world's middleweight champion. Thank you very much for being our guest on What's My Life. For a moment, we were going to lose a panel member, but nothing happened there. So let's see what the panel can do with still another challenger. Panel, you're hot as a pistol tonight. Will you come in and sign in, please? Don? Don Stewart, right, sir? Where are you from, Mr. Stewart?
From Hillsdale, Michigan.
Hillsdale, Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Small
This-
college town.
Small, what college is there?
Hillsdale College is there.
Hillsdale College
Yes,
is there?
indeed.
Fine. Is that your college?
Yes, indeed.
Member of the alumni board, are you?
Partly so, yeah.
Fine. And we're good. Now, there is the panel. As you can see, nothing to be afraid of. Just come with me, if you will. They were a little bit fearful a little while ago, perhaps, if you looked at them, but Sugar Ray has calmed them down a bit. Do you know how we score things, sir?
Yes, indeed.
Good. Then let's let everybody here and those people who are at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. Mr. Stewart is salaried, and let's begin the general questioning with Miss Arlene Francis.
Well, Mr. Stewart, you helped give away the fact that you're an educated man, and I'm wondering if you have any title with your name, such as doctor, or do you have a Ph.D. after your name, or something like that?
No, I don't.
You don't,
That's
all right?
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Leonard.
He looks like a gentleman farmer. Are you a gentleman farmer, sir?
No, indeed not.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you deal with both men and women, Mr. Stewart?
Yes.
Do you deal with anything else besides men and women, like children or animals?
Yes.
Do you deal with animals?
Well, now, I think before Dorothy gets embroiled, while there may be some fundamental contact with children and or animals, using the verb deal, I think we would have to restrict it to men and women. In the service that he performs, the functioning and implementation of the service would require adults, I think.
What did he say, Jack?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'll find out after the show.
So that on the issue of dealing with children and animals, we'd give you a no. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Stewart, I take it for granted you're no relation of the author named Don Stewart, Donald Ogden Stewart. I'm
That's
correct
right,
in
I'm no
that
relation.
assumption that you have nothing to do with the literary world, whatever.
That's right, sir.
Is there a product connected with the work that you do?
Yes.
Is the product consumable?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Is the product found indoors?
Yes?
Is it a useful product?
Very much so.
Uh-huh. It's used by men and women?
I would say that it would be fair to describe it as being used by men and women, yes.
Is it used by men and women and for something else?
Yes.
Yes, I would think so.
Is it used to do away with anything else?
No, I don't think we could say that. That's 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Leonard.
Does this product come in contact with the body?
Yes.
Is it considered a sort of a wearing apparel?
No.
No, I wouldn't think so. No, that's 6 down and 4 to go. We have only about 3.5 minutes to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Is it solid rather than liquid?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Would you find it in more than one room in the house?
Yes.
Could it be found in the downstairs area as well as the upstairs if it were a two-family house?
Yes.
I mean, a two-story house. Is there anything enjoyable about it as well as useful?
I would say some elements of the population could be described as taking distinct pleasure from its use.
Oh, definitely so.
Yes, I
sir,
would
yes.
think so.
Would these be human elements of the population?
Oh, I
yes,
would think so.
I
yeah.
would think so.
Could you sit on this?
You
I mean, even
You
if you were
could,
a
but
little
you
odd,
shouldn't. 7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Stewart, does this product that comes in touch with the body, you said,
Yes.
does it cleanse the body or beautify it or perfume it in any way?
I would say no on that.
If I were you,
Wouldn't you say no?
I would certainly.
by all
say
means,
no.
say no.
Oh, I would. No, don't you?
No,
think?
it's definitely
Positively.
right.
That's 8 down and 2 to go, Miss Francis.
But it is solid, you established. It is solid rather than liquid.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Can you hold it in your hand?
Yes.
Do you have to hold it in your hand in order to be able to use it? As opposed to operating it with your
Yes,
feet, let us
I believe you
say.
would, yes.
You would have to.
I would say that certainly, if not continuously, at one time or another, it would be necessary. Wouldn't you say
Definitely
no?
so, yes.
Uh-huh. Could you buy this in a store?
Yes.
Could you buy it in a department store?
Yes.
Would you ever have it out when company comes?
Yes.
Would anybody look at it and say, isn't it attractive?
No.
I don't think so. 9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Leonard.
Is this product edible?
No.
Oh, you said that.
Actually, that question, if Mr. Stewart is willing, can be withdrawn because it was asked earlier if it was consumed, and we would assume it been
Well-
edible. So you had to know that. You can go ahead.
Well, is it decorative?
Is it decorative?
No.
I think that we'd have to
No,
say
that's
no.
right.
Actually, it does. You can see it, though,
Well,
can't you?
certainly,
Yeah.
yes.
Mr. Stewart sells baby bottles.
Ball Brothers Company.
The Hygiea baby bottles. So there you are, which is the kind of baby bottle. Now, once again, Mr. Stewart asked me just before we came on the program to say that anything he won would go to the Cancer Fund. So that, sir, is where it's going to go.
Thank you, sir.
And we thank you for at least winding this thing up in a blaze of glory for us.
thank you
We
very,
fooled
very
the
much.
panel. And
Yeah,
thanks
great
very
time.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Now, until next week, I think it's time to say goodnight, Miss Arlene Francis.
Good night, John. Good night, body beautiful Jack Leonard. It was nice to have you with us again.
Thank you. Good night, Dorothy.
Good night. See you
Hope
next
you
week,
enjoy
Jack.
your tour.
Oh, I'm not going yet.
Oh, well.
He's trying to get rid of me. Good night, Ben.
Good night, Dorothy. Gee, I'd like to ask that judge a lot of questions about Miss Monroe. Good night, John.
Why don't you keep your mind on your work, Bennett? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us on What's My Line?
Travel arrangements on What's My Line are made through American Airlines. American Airlines flies our contestants in luxurious comfort aboard DC-7 flagships. This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Tautman production in association with the CBS Television Network. Be sure to watch the other Helene Curtis television program, Dollar a Second.